Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV Live. We're going to go for round 2 of the CGS discussion. So if you have any questions on the CGS system, gas blowback stuff in general, its comparisons to the MWS, which is probably the most popular staple at the moment. I do have some parts to look at as well, just so we can show that there's some very different functionality internally with the CGS system. But in general, we're just going to have a look at the DDM4 that I've got in front of me. So the basic premise of the CGS system was for the American market, as we believe. So the MWS, as you probably all know, is extremely popular over here in the UK, and people run it all year round, and it is perfectly fine. The US have slightly higher power limits for some of their games, and the MWS can struggle without a little bit of help to get to them power limits and be a viable platform. The CGS is designed to be that platform out the box. So it's already had some internal mods and some mag mods as well. So looking at the DDM4, on the front we've got the sort of DDM4 style brake linear compensator on there. It is a 40mm counterclockwise flash hider, so if you wanted to swap that out for anything else you can do, just unscrew it. There's no grip screw or anything, just whips straight off and you can throw whatever you want on the front. The new, M-Lock rail that's on this one is the new style sort of Daniel Defense rail. So a lot of you will be aware of the Mark 18 that has the quad rail. So you've got Riz, right, left, top, bottom. This is the modern iteration of that. As you can see, it is the PDW version, so it's much, much smaller. Your standard SOP mod style will be the 12-inch, but we do have M-Lock on the right, left, and bottom as your standard, but we do have it on the angles as well. There is a couple of holes on the rail as well, so it is a QD sling mount on there. So you can QD sling this at the front, and there are QD sling points on the stock at the back. It is a full metal build as well, so we've got a CNC'd aluminium rail and a CNC'd, not CNC'd, but an aluminium receiver as well. Looking at the magazine, you can see that there's some mock rounds in there. We do have a magazine here as well. So here is one of the first CGS style differences to an MWS. It has the high flow routers here. Again, this is allowing a little bit more power. They are plastic mags, so they will retain their efficiency a little bit longer than the main sort of Stanag metal ones. But another one of the differences is this little screw here. You can see adjust here. That screw there is how you change the power on it. Instead of a end pass that is the normal on gas blowback platforms, we have a little screw here, which as you can see, hammer power, pushes this bar down, pre-engages the spring a little bit more, allowing the hammer to interact much more aggressively with the magazine. More gas, more power, more FPS, very, very simple, rather than having to have an end pass and adjusting it on the bolt like that. So coming a bit further back, we do have a much more vertical ergonomic grip on the Daniel Defense. You can have a much more vertical grip on on a gas blowback purely because there's no motor to fit in there. So you're not having to have the angle, you're not having to be forced in design sort of parameters. You can have the same as the real steel. The stock, I think it's the LWRC, I think they call this. You can see it's much, much smaller than your standard M4. This whole platform, I think it's about 53, 54 centimeters in its full compact system and spreads out to just over 60. So it is a very dense platform. At no point is that going to restrict your CQB outdoors, anything like that. It's going to be absolutely fine. You're going to absolutely love this thing. It's still got the full stroke, so it is a full stock tube and stuff in there. It is just the stock itself that is shrunk down. It is a little bit short for me, so if you are a person with sort of slightly longer arms, I find myself hunching a little bit. We've got Reaper dropping in. What is she made of? So the rail is CNC'd aluminium, the receiver is aluminium, we've got polymer on the grip stock, the iron slites polymer, and the magazine is plastic shell with metal internals. All internals are steel in nature or aluminium where it's necessary. So yeah, you do have the rubber stock, and you've got the 6 points of adjustment on there as well. This thing, it is quite, again, we're talking gas blowbacks for our weight differences when you're comparing this to an AEG. It's about 2.3 kilos, like unloaded, so gas BBs, things like that aren't really going to do too much difference to it, but it is a reasonably light platform compared to most gas blowback. As I said, you've got a 14mm counterclockwise thread on the front, 6.03mm in a barrel, and it is 160mm in length. So quite a small barrel, but the main thing with gas weapons is the trigger response. So as soon as you hit that trigger, the hammer goes forward and you have that instant BB acceleration down the barrel. You're not having to wind up any gears, any motor, any piston to go back. I know it's all been mitigated now with MOSFETs and pre-cocking and various things like that. But you do have some of the fastest trigger response in airsoft with gas platforms. Internally, we do have a slightly different hop adjustment to MWS as well. Normally, the MWS, through the bolt, there is a little gear. In this one, you can take the magazine out and straight up into the top of the receiver. In the same point, if you're used to your MWS, in the same point, it's a flathead screwdriver. So it's a little bit easier to get fine adjustments, and you're not, but you do have to take the mag out to do it. Dead easy to do. I kind of prefer this one. It's much easier to do fine adjustments rather than trying to do anything through the bolt or anything like that. And again, with it being that sort of gear rotary style one, it is very consistent and very accurate as well. So even with that small barrel, shorter barrel, it is going to be absolutely fine. You're going to absolutely love this thing, whether it's CQB outdoors. The recoil on it, absolutely amazing. I run an MWS and an AKM, and trying these on the range, I'd be more than happy to run around with one of these as well. Don't believe that the MWS has been the original. Again, in the UK, you're just going on build, really. The things that are in this are a nice addition, but they're not essential. It does give you that option, especially with this, with that adjustment point there, allowing you to change the power limits. Again, with gas weapons going into winter, through the summer, normally people are changing either BBs or gas. So again, V6, V8, V12 allows you to change your FPS. This thing's coming out about 320 FPS. I think we did that on V8 in a room temperature in our studio. So again, it's not 100% accurate of what it's going to be like if you're running around a woodland at 4 degrees, or if it's in the middle of summer and it's 35 degrees outside. You're going to notice slight differences, and you can adjust it by either adjusting that screw there or changing your gas. We've got Reaper dropping another comment in. Does she come in different colours? Yes, so all the DDM4s, whether or not it's the new Mark 18 or various different ones, all come in black or tan. There are some that have sort of more of a bronze rail system rather than all tan like this, and there's some that are half tan. There are a plethora of models as well, not just the DDM4. If you wanted to go absolute base, you can go M4A1 and start building your own sort of custom idea of how you want it to go. If you wanted something out the box, it's already got some bits and some tricks on it, whether or not it's like the butterfly charging handle, some M-lock, a different rail, these are a fantastic option. The grip and the stock on this thing are the sort of highlights externally for me. M-lock is everywhere right now, so we've all seen it before, but the grip is exceptionally comfy and it's a really nice angle. I do like this stock system. I'd need a longer front end for me to be comfortable with this for a long period of time. It makes me arch my back. It's very compact. It's very. I've just got gorilla arms and I'm too long for it. But yeah, so we've had a look at the rail system. Again, internally we do have the SP style trigger box, allowing you to adjust the FPS. We do have a roller bearing on the top. So looking at the bolt, again, very similar to the MWS. If you've seen it all before, we've got markings on it. We've got the T8 on the top. If you've seen an MWS internally, we've got all the roller bearing systems. So very durable. It's going to last a long time. A lot of people are maybe slightly put off with GBB that they're going to wear out quicker than AEGs or anything like that. But you're getting a gas platform for the experience. They do work absolutely fantastic. Range, accuracy, all are totally fine. The only limitations that you really have are the magazines. And again, it's not a limitation. Reloading is a part of the game and it is a lot of fun. Understanding, round counting, just changing your game slightly and understanding how the platform works it is an absolute thrill to play. Indoors, outdoors, CQB, hard, fast, aggressive, or trying to be stealthy. These things work in every environment. But yeah, lovely to finally get the CGS on the table. If you're running gas, let us know what you're running as well, whether or not it's the AKM, the MWS, the CGS, GHK. There's all sorts out there that give you the option to run any platform in a gas system rather than AEG. And with the technology that's out there and the advancements in gas systems, they're not just summer platforms anymore. I've run my MWS and my AKM through winters in the snow, minus temperatures. You don't get as many rounds out of your mags than you do in the summer, but it is still completely functional and you can run around with it and have a lot of fun. But yeah, if that is everything for today, thank you for joining us, dropping questions in as always. So this has been the CGS DDM4 PDW, just a little CGS little talk around and making sure people understand the differences in how you can adjust FPS on them. But if that is everything for today, thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you again on Thursday at 4 p.m. for another live stream. But until then, I'll see you in a bit. Bye.